to It's the Roundtable Podcast. I am your host, I'm Brian Bonnie. Ayos ba tayo diyan? This podcast is your perfect partner balancing work and life one episode at a time. Join me as we navigate adulting. Sometimes growing up sucks, but we love it. Hey, it's to another episode of It's Roundtable Podcast. Hi everyone. Again, I am Brian Bonnie. I am your host. And before we start, please don't forget to click subscribe, click follow on Spotify and Apple Podcast app. And please share this episode to your friends, to your loved ones para naman mas dumami pa tayo kasi nga sabi na, 'di ba, the more the merrier and everything. So now I'm browsing on TikTok and then meron isang user doon. Actually I forgot yung username, yung account username niya kasi talagang tumatak lang sa akin yung question niya. So, ang question niya here is, tsaka matagal ko ito nakita nasa note ko lang, I think last year pa. Ang tanong niya dito is your life a reaction of who you wanna be? Or is it a reaction to people you don't want to upset? Boom! So, yung nabasa ko to, tinanong ko agad sa sarili ko, tapos to be honest, hindi ko talaga siya agad nasagot. So, binasa ko, tinype ko sa notes ko, tapos ngayon ko lang siya ulit binalikan. Kasi again, on that point, hindi ko talaga siya nasagot at all. I mean, gusto kong sabihin, hindi, di ba, na hindi naman ako people pleaser, pero at the back of my mind, I know on some level, I am. And I do believe na lahat naman tayo on some level, may ganun tayong aspect sa life natin. So now, recording it, wala akong script at all, walang notes at all. May talking points, pero like walang script. Gusto ko lang sagutin yung tanong while recording it. And I wanna share my answer to all of you guys. And I want you ka-tables to also do the same. Sabayan nyo ako na sagutin yung tinatanong ng TikTok user nito. Again, I'll say it again. Is your life a reaction of who you wanna be? Or is it a reaction to people you don't want to upset? So now, sige, let's go back to, I guess, ang maalala ko lang agad dyan is, lately kasi, kapag may mga taong may event, right? And then, hindi ka nila na-invite. I know for sure, all of us, may onting, alam mo yon, may onting, sa emotion natin na parang, bakit kaya hindi siya nag-invite? Or, alam mo yun, bakit kailangan mo pang tanungin na hindi siya nag-invite? Yun lang yung nakakainis na part. Bakit kailangan mo pa siyang tanungin? Or, may kita mo, nag-post ka, tas nag-post din siya. Bakit hindi niya pa nilike? Magkatabi lang yung post namin. Or, questionin mo na bakit kaya hindi ikaw yung pinili, bakit kaya hindi to yung kinuha, bakit kaya hindi yung product or service mo yung kinuha, close naman kayo, friend naman kayo. You know what I mean? So, I know all of us may ganong reaction or may ganong experience sa life natin. And feeling ko na buo yung ganong mindset ko na people should always engage to me. Yung nag-start akong ma-addict sa social media. And yes, I'm going to be honest. For a time, naging addict talaga ako sa social media, especially sa Instagram. Yung unang labas ng Instagram, sinabi ko pa, oh my God, thank you Lord, gumawa kayo ng application para sa akin. 'Diba? And some of my friends ay sinasabi nila na ginawa yung Instagram para sa'yo, Bonnie, para sa'yo talaga yan. And some of my friends are also saying na, you're so vain, bagay ka sa Instagram. Bonnie, vain, whatsoever. And I remember during college days, gumawa pa ako ng production group and tinawag ko siyang vanity production only because people are calling me vain, right? And that time, feeling ko cool ako kasi tinatawag nila akong vain and ako yung nangunguna in terms of Instagram. Alam mo yun, kumbaga, I know the filters. Alam mo yun, cool ka pag alam mo yung filters that time Tsaka hindi pa lahat ng artista, hindi pa lahat ng tao may Instagram. Tapos ikaw meron na, 'di ba? You become like the pioneer of that application. So I'm super cool. That's why feeling ko that moment in my life, doon ko na build yung idea na people should always engage to whatever I'm doing in my life, to content man yan, to my business man yan, to this podcast, right? So, dun siya, feeling ko unang nabuo. Kaya ngayon, yung binabalik ko yung question, masasabi ko na yes, naging people pleaser din ako, naging pushover din ako sa buhay ko. Alam mo yon. And for years talaga, I am always a yes man. I'm always a yes, tawag dito, entrepreneur or whatever, diba, slashes that I have. Lagi akong nag-yes. And I did everything for everyone, diba? Even when it left me unhappy. Dahil nga nabuo yung idea ko na people should always engage to my content, to me personally, napiplease ko na sila. Hindi ko namamalayan na I put out content or I present myself just to please everyone, even when it left me unhappy. Now I'm slowly learning, and this question slowly opened my mind that what I craved back then, kasi back then super like 100%, 200% to the highest level. Ngayon kasi, since adulting na, I tend to learn, I learned some things na, I am applying now on my life. And I'm still slowly learning. That's why I love this question. I am slowly learning that what I craved back then is what no one could give me 100% fully. The unconditional love and approval. No one could ever give that to me 100%. Because only myself can give it to me. So, now what I keep reminding myself is that my worth is more than what I do for others. My worth is more than what I present myself to others. More than what content I present to others. I am slowly learning that no one could ever give me the kind of self-validation that I am really longing for. That really makes me feel alright with myself. No one. And that makes me whole. No one could ever give me. I'm alright simply because I am. So, thank you sa question na binigay ng TikTok na nabasa ko because, yes, for quite some time sa life ko, it's a reaction to people who I don't want to upset, or it's a reaction to people that I want to please. Now, together with you, Katables, let's start a new chapter of our lives to react to whatever who you want to be. Let's stop pleasing others. Of course, it's always a progress. It's always a process. But let's start today. And now I am slowly learning that my friends would still be my friends if I couldn't help them out financially. Or kung hindi mala ako umattend sa event nila, sa party nila, sa birthdays, they will always be my friends. And I learned that I would still be part of my family even if I didn't go home for Christmas maybe, or that my partner would still respect me when I stood my ground. And for transparency purposes, again, I'm still struggling not to feel guilty when I say no. And for not gaining too many likes to my post, and for not gaining too many views to my videos, and for not gaining too many attention on how I present myself sa work, to my family, to my friends. I'm still, struggling. But I guess I am proud to say that since I learned a lot for the past years of my life as an adult, as a young adult, as a millennial, to kung ano man tawag nila sa atin ngayon, mga ka-tables. The difference between Bonnie back then and Bonnie now is the strong sense of who I am. And everything I choose to do flows from that place. And I really hope that, that would also be the same to you, Katables. And let's always remember that behind every no is a yes. Thanks to Oprah for giving me this wonderful quote. Remember that behind every no is a yes. Sinasabi nga niya na tuwing magno-no ka, laging may yes na kapalit yon. I mean, every time you say no to a less than appealing request, you say yes to something else. Diba? It's always a way of sino yung ino-no mo, sino yung i-yes mo. You can't always say no, diba? Kasi nag-no ka, kasi kailangan mong mag-yes to a certain thing. Kumbaga, nag-no ka to accept so many pathetic job requests. Nag-no ka. Kasi you want to say yes to a more meaningful and more advanced career steps, maybe. Right? So, I hope you are with me on answering the question, is your life a reaction of who you want to be? Or is it just a reaction to people you don't want to upset? So that's it, Pansit. Before we end the episode, don't forget to, if you have an extra cash there, go fund this podcast. I leave my PayPal link and my Gcash link on this episode. So if you want to buy me drinks, maybe small snacks, I would really appreciate that. And i-shout out ko kayo on the episode. But there, more than that, I really appreciate you guys listening up to this end of the podcast. I love you so much, guys. So, again, this is your host. I'm Brian Bonnie. Bye! Wait! It's the Roundtable Podcast is releasing new episodes every Tuesday and Friday mornings. So don't forget to subscribe and follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you like this podcast that much, don't forget to follow and always be updated on all their self-improvement contents. Just search at It's the Roundtable Podcast on your favorite social media app. Don't forget to join the conversation by using the hashtag I am part of the table. Not to mention, we also have a YouTube channel where you can see and admire the face behind this podcast. That's it, Pansit. Ayos ba tayo dyan? Yes, sir, mga kaibigan!